I am here in whatever role, and every hour of every day I tend to end up sort of saying, what am I for? What am I doing? What's my job? But actually part of what is incredibly important for me is being involved in events such as this. We are immensely proud in Swansea University of the work that our colleagues do in so many different ways. And it is an enormous pleasure to be working with Gary and his fabulous team. So thank you very much for inviting me. I was thinking as I was driving in this morning, I live in Carmarthenshire. I used to live in Swansea. And I am going to give this shout out, that shows my age, doesn't it? To Cum Environmental. Are you in the room, Cum Environmental? Anyway, can you take the message? There you are absolutely fabulous. I don't know if many of you passing Cum Environmental's site at the top of Nantucket House have noticed the wonderful sunflower field that they had there. Perhaps not many of you drive on a daily basis along that stretch of road. It's no longer there, and I put in a particular request that, if at all possible, they reinstate the sunflower field. It's a wonderful statement of happiness and joy and positivity. That's an enormous pleasure to pass on a daily basis when they're in flower. So I'm looking forward to the seeds going down and that field absolutely blossoming. And why am I mentioning that? Because for me, that is an image of so much that this agenda is addressing for us, Swansea, region, nationally. And as I was coming in, I was thinking, do you know, sometimes the challenges that the world is facing just seem too big, almost too difficult to sort of try and sit down and come to terms with. And you know, I find even watching Attenborough films totally depressing. They're wonderful and they're glorious, but that underlying message of what we are doing to our world just is so heartbreaking. And then coming to something like this event today and seeing some of the fantastically fabulous work that people are doing makes one realise that addressing those global challenges can only be addressed step by step and can by can, as we'd say in Wales. And I suppose as we're still, you know, in the month celebrating St David's Day, that saint of the little things, some of the little things that we do when we celebrate will and do and are making a difference to that enormous global challenge, which sometimes feels as though it has no resolution and no end. But every little step that we are able to take. And wasn't it fabulous coming in this morning and seeing all those different stands, seeing the school students. You know, one of the first stands when you come in and sort of seeing their commitment and their enthusiasm and what we owe them in terms of supporting an agenda in any which way where we can contribute to that overall result and picture of progress. And I'm not suggesting for a moment that all our steps are little steps. Some of the steps are enormous steps that are being taken and are being delivered. But whatever the contribution, I think that we should be enormously proud and celebrate the contributions that all of you in your different spheres and worlds and areas of influence are making. So thank you for coming, thank you for being virtually online, but thank you for joining in this vitally important conversation. It is an exciting time, challenging, but also exciting for us to be in Swansea. One of the speakers you'll be hearing from shortly is John Burns, and we've just been talking about the excitement. Let's leave aside the politics and all that sort of stuff, but the excitement of the Freeport announcement and what that will, we hope, bring to this region in terms of regeneration and addressing a whole range of agendas that are totally close to our heart. I'm not going to stand here and say, oh, the university does this and that and the other. It absolutely does. It does vast amounts. But I think one of the key messages that I would like to share in terms of the university's engagement with all of the communities within which we live and work and support and engage is that we look to work cooperatively, co-creatively with you. The last thing we would ever want to do is to come along and say, oh, this is the solution, this is what you need to do. I think in every sphere in which we are engaging, it is a genuine engagement. And I have no doubt that that is how you will be feeling from your engagement with this project, which Gary and the team have led so fabulously. And just the names at the bottom, you'll see Swansea University, but you'll also see Cardiff Met. We all seek to come together in the best ways we can to address the challenges that we face locally, regionally, nationally, globally. And it's very kind of Gary to say that, somehow or another I've helped deliver on the law school, having a global presence. And indeed, it has done fabulously well. I suspect that may have something to do with Hillary Clinton's name rather than mine. But, again, her involvement with us has been an involvement that's focused on global challenges. We have a scholarships programme where students have been focusing on those big issues, and they come in every shape and every size and every way, and yet we have people, young people, older people, all of our community engaged in trying to make a difference. Gary said I moved over from being a lawyer, and I can't get used to the KC stuff. Again, I'm going to show my age. Every time I hear KC, I'm thinking of the Sunshine Band, but that really isn't, I don't think, what I should be thinking of. But one of the main reasons that I felt it right to move from that world of being a lawyer into HE was that sense of making a difference. Oh, not in some sort of hubristic, overarching, overachieving sort of way, but in a way that I hope makes those concrete little differences, where you are making a difference, however small, however big, you are contributing to our well-being, our economy, our sense of future and our sense of pride. And thank you enormously for joining us. I hope you greatly enjoy the day, enjoy networking. I'm afraid I had to be shepherded from the other side of the room because there are so many fantastic people to be talking to. Enjoy, because at the end of the day, of course we're addressing serious things, but we need to enjoy it, I think, as well, while we're here to address those issues. And thank you so much. We've got some fabulous speakers. I'm going to hand over back to Gary, who is such a wonderful guiding spirit and force on this whole agenda for us. Diolch o galon I chi gyd, mwynhewch y diwrnod, and remember the sunflowers, please, they're wonderful.